welcome ladies and gentlemen, this is a Travesty playing some Neverwinter Nights 2. As you can see, the next module we're going to play is the Scroll. This is a module by Lance Botel, and you can download this mod from the Neverwinter Vault. I will leave a link in the description below. And a quick heads up about this mod, just so you know, this mod is heavily engineered. So if you got a lot of stuff in your override folder or possibly your UI custom folder, you might want to move all that stuff out because there's probably a good chance that it's going to conflict with this mod. There's a couple mod packs that I think do not conflict with that I'm actually using. I checked to make sure, and that's the Xaltar's Facelift pack and the Unobtrusive buffs. Some of the files in there don't conflict with that. Those are the only two mods that I'm using on top of this one. Everything else is cleared out. Although I do have a little bit of playtesting scripts, some of my personal scripts in my override, but none of that stuff's going to conflict with this mod. So, alright, so let's go ahead and start a new game. We're going to go new campaign, and we're going to go the World of Althea. Yeah, there is another mod that Lance is working on. There's going to be another part to this, so that's in the works. So he is boasting, I think, 50 hours of play just with this mod alone, so this should be pretty fun. Let's see, some of this information here we don't have to worry about. We'll get into all the nitty-gritty once we get into this. You're going to see as soon as we get in, there's going to be a hell of a lot of changes that you're probably not used to in a normal Neverwinter Nights 2 game. So let's go ahead and start the campaign.
Is there something you wish?
Well met, adventurer, and welcome to the Althea campaign.
And well met. Let's see, there is a little introduction video that comes with this, but I decided to cut it out because it's generally just a demo type of video. So I'm going to cut that out if you don't mind. If you really want to see it, then you really need to download this mod and play it yourself. Alright, important information. Alright, some options for the PC are accessed via a new Althea PC menu. This menu comprises a number of tabs that include the following. Alright, yeah, that's this tab right down here. And to close out this, we need to go on to this. So let's take a quick look at that. Alright, there's a whole bunch of new stuff in this mod, and I'm not going to read through everything, but we're just going to breeze over it real quick. The main thing here is this vigor, but that's also going to show up down here in the message window. Now all this stuff here, life essence, auto rebirth, combination chest, relock options, spell effect, I'm going to leave this all alone for now. Once we figure out what else is going on in this mod, I might come back to this later, but I'm going to leave it all on the defaults for now, because I don't want to get too overwhelmed, because there is a lot of stuff going on here. Something else too, so you know, there is like an instruction manual that comes with this. It might be a good idea to read through that if you get time, because there is a lot of things in there that aren't really explained in the mod itself, although in the mod itself it does a pretty good job of explaining things. But yeah, read that manual too on your off time. Let's see, weapon improvements. Here's a little bit of information about crafting and things like that. And there's weapons called dead weapons and live weapons, I believe it was, but I think we'll get into that later on. And you can use life essences here. You can rename your equipment. Rule information. This is probably something that's going to be worth reading through. Let's see, anything in here? We need to come up here, and this is going to talk about how crafting rules have changed. Yeah, these are all the house rules here. Everything has changed with regard to crafting. Now, my character here, oh yeah, by the way, I cut that out, the character creation too. I did create a human paladin. We're going to take a closer look at him here in a second. But yeah, this is going to use recipes as well as molds, and I think you can still use too. Yeah. But we're going to get into that once we get into the crafting. I do want to explore with some of this crafting, but my character currently has no crafting points, so this isn't really going to be useful to him. Let's see what else we got. Here's some information about crafting traps and crafting scalable level items. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that just yet, but like I said, we'll come back to that later. Alright, real-life interactions. This we should probably pay a little bit of attention here. The World of Althea uses a real-life system that tries to give players real interaction choices with equivalent real responses. The player should note the following. Yeah, there is alignment changes for doing things that might be nefarious, so cutting into locks or bashing down doors and things like that. I think if there's people looking or if your companions notice you too, you could get an alignment shift. Yeah, I am playing a paladin, so I got to kind of be careful with that. If I lose my lawful good alignment, I'll end up being a fallen paladin or something. Hostile target buttons. Yeah, sometimes you can actually damage the neutral characters in here and they'll go hostile on you. But I believe there is a feat button, and we're going to get into that here in a second, where you can actually say sorry and calm them down so you don't continue to fight. Alright, let's see. I'm going to go through this real quick just to see if there's anything of interest that we need to pay attention to. Oh yeah, here we are. The sorry feat. Yeah, this is a feat that we can look at here in a second. We can probably put it here in the hotbar. Let's see, traps, lockpicking, and stealing. Yeah, it's like I was saying, if you start stealing stuff, your alignment's going to change. Let's see, bashing objects with witnesses. That's something I was talking about. Benefit of doubt. Oh yeah, and gold is going to start weighing now. Gold weighs 50 coins to 1 pound. So gold hoarding will no longer be possible without magic bags or great strength. Alright. Yeah, a lot of this is good information, so on your time, just kind of read through this yourself. I did a lot of this reading already because I was kind of exploring in the beginning of this here, just so I can get my head wrapped around what's going on here, because this is pretty overwhelming, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of information going on here. Alright, next tab, Lore and Arcana. We don't have any lore right now, but as we progress through the game, this is going to start populating with new information, so we can come back to that later on. Let's see, I think that's going to be it for this window. Alright, now we got a background. Now we got two options here. Now the difference here, if you played a lot of Lance's work from Neverwinter Nights 1, then and you understand what's going on in his little homemade world here, then you should probably go with option 1. But if you're a new player like me, I never played any of Lance's stuff, so this is going to be option 2 selection for you. And I think this is going to affect mainly your dialogues and stuff like that. When people talk to you, they're going to act like you don't know anything, or if you select option 1, they're going to act like, okay, you know about this already, so dialogue will change a little bit. So we're going to go with option 2 because, yeah, we don't know anything. Alright, now background information. Let's read this. Ooh, I like that. That is really nice, that journal update. Alright, so we got a couple journal updates here. Alright, on a late afternoon stroll, the darkening, or changing as some call it, happened a year and a half ago now, and you still recall the impact it had on your village. Very little. At least, it was very little as far as you were concerned, until the day when the Blood Guard called at your village, claiming it and the surrounding lands were now subject to the law of the Empire. Since that day, even you, a young boy at the time, have noticed your freedom slowly being eroded at the hands of the subtle oppressors. At first, the new law did not have much of an impact on you or your village, but as the months have passed, the Emperor and his laws have begun to make life more difficult. Now, nearly a year on, the Blood Guards seem to tolerate very little that goes against what they say, and that seems to be everything you want to do of late. And now there has been this strange appearance of the barrier just over a week ago, which has prevented many, including you, from even being able to leave the immediate areas of the village. Life, it seems, is becoming too restrictive of late. Alright, and another journal update. Alright, party creation rules. Alright, yeah, you cannot create these prestige classes right here. Some more house rule stuff. Looks like we can create our own party members, and there are also companions in the game too. As far as creation goes, it looks like the creation limit is going to be 4, and then the maximum party size is 6 with companions. I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to create any more party members. I want to use primarily the companions, because I think some of them have some interesting quests and things like that along with them. So if things get really tough, then yeah, I might add a created character or 2 later on, but for now I'm just going to go with me, and then as we find companions, we're going to stick with that. Let's see, imported PCs are set to first level and then awarded XP equal to matched party upon their entry to the world. Alright, let's continue on. Alright, like I said, we're not going to create any more party members. Alright, saving the game. The game must now be saved so that you can continue using this PC with this module. Yeah, you can only use this same character in the mods. I guess you can't go out and then use them again or something like that, but thank you for your understanding. Yeah, I don't plan on doing anything nefarious behind the scenes with these guys anyways. I'm not a cheater, and I think that the main thing, the reason behind that is prevent some cheating or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, we are now saved. Let's take a quick look at our character while we're here. This is Kenneth Shand. He's a first level paladin human. Yeah, and all the deities are changed in this mod as well too, so you're going to see your deities are going to be different. So it might be wise just to go ahead and create a brand new character. Although you can use one of your characters that has before. You're just going to see this deity is going to say still looking or something like that, or trying to decide or something like that. Alright, anyways, continuing on. He's got a nice strength and charisma with 15, wisdom and constitution of 14. Everything else is average. Alright, this is a nice little tab he has added here. All kinds of crafting stuff here, and it looks like it's going to track all of our crafting supplies here too. Alright, moving on to skills. We do have a nice concentration and diplomacy and heal. Everything else is normal. And for feats, alright, here's that apologize feat. This is the sorry feat. Let's go ahead and hotkey that right now, just in case we get into some fights. I don't intend to do that on purpose, but just in case something like that happens, we got it handy. Alright, he is a ladies' man, so he gets +1 to listen and +1 to diplomacy checks, although a penalty to intimidate of a -2. And we have some extra smiting. And we have Luck of Heroes, which gives him a +1 to all saving throws, as well as a luck bonus to armor class. And we have our behaviors. Yeah, we're going to set him to near. Now, I can tell you right now, Tony K's AI mod is going to conflict with this, so if you have that, you might want to pull that out of there. Same with Cadron's PRC pack, that's going to conflict. Yes, even the Neverwinter 2 Fixes mod is going to conflict with this mod. Let's see, Clangeddon's collection is going to conflict. What else was out there? The Spell Fixes mod is definitely going to conflict with this. And like I said, the two that I know, I'm pretty certain that they won't conflict is Xaltar's Facelift pack and the Unobtrusive buffs mod. Spell buffs. Let's see what else we got here. We're going to go scaled casting mode. And I think we're going to leave everything else as is. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that there are some really nice things in the Tony K AI mod that add new behavior options in here, but unfortunately we don't have them anymore, but that's alright. It's all good. Alright, now let's look at this inventory screen. This one might be different than what you have, as we are actually testing this one. As you can see, there's a lot of new information here on a panel over here. And the inventory has been made larger, and now it's just 2 tabs instead of 4 tabs, and smaller. And there's some information over here about what you have in your main hand and your offhand. This is something similar to Chose's HD UI mod. I kind of made a request that I wanted to see this in here, and Lance was nice enough to do all the work to get this running. We're going to test it out and see if it's going to actually work as described on the tin. So let's see. As you can see, there's now a new information panel here too, and you'll see that in a normal download, but that's pretty interesting. Alright, we have an adventuring skills book here. This book lists all the adventuring skills that the character has gained through various accomplishments during your adventures. It does not include skill bonuses gained by items or normal feats. It automatically updates as new skills are acquired. Alright, let's take a look at this thing here. Let's see. Yeah, looks like it's going to hold recipes or something like that, but we'll get into that as we progress through the adventure here. Is there anything else we need to see here? Something else new on here is this party encumbrance. If you click right here, or if you click this icon up here, we'll do the same thing. Once we get some party members, you're going to see this message window come up, and it's going to say how much more weight they can carry. So if you're running into problems with your characters going over weight, you can easily see who's got weight remaining, so you can pass off equipment to them. That's pretty handy. I like that. Let's see, is there anything else changed here that we need to look at? I don't believe so. Alright, hover over me. Alright, this is an information window explaining what all these buttons do. If you just kind of hover over all these icons, you'll get these handy help windows pop up to let you know what they do. And if you close out of this, if you want to get back to that again, just come up here and right click on this top bar. As you can see, it says right click this bar to show instructions. It'll bring that up again. Alright, this here, left click to locate NPCs, double left click toggles GUIs, just like that. Right click to rally following PCs or move turn-based combat 5 seconds. Alright, so we got a follow button and stand your ground button and attack nearest button, and we have a task list button here. If we right click on it again, it'll kind of remove the background if you want to, but we're going to leave it just like that for now. I'm not sure what's going on with this yet, but I'm sure we'll find out as we progress through. Also, you can let's see here, you can, oh, let me get it right, there we go, you can bring up your journal with it as well by right clicking on it if you don't have that task window open. Alright, here we have our current journal entries. There's a lot of stuff in here. Let's take a quick look. What do we got here? Rules updates, that's complete. A little bit of more information, and the bestiary. This is going to be nice too. I'm assuming as we come across creatures, this will kind of populate with new creatures and stuff, and we can kind of get some information on them from here. That's nice. Alright, welcome to the scroll. Sometimes these journal notes may be updated after certain events. They will not affect your own notes, and you can delete them, like this one, if not required. Close and open a journal again to enable note deletion. Alright. Game options. Please note that the game difficulty settings have been updated, so be sure to check them out. If you find the current difficulty not to your suiting, it is recommended to play D&D Hardcore Rules. Yep, that's what I'm playing on. Alright, associates. Any reference to being removed between area changes is for multiplayer games only. Okay. Alright, let's come back over here to our journal. The barrier. I have learned of a magical barrier that keeps people trapped inside an area surrounding the village of New Edgeton. It seems I am forced to stay inside its influence unless I can find some way to remove it. Alright, so we need to speak to somebody in charge in New Edgeton to learn more about the barrier. Alright. A new era. Start date. I am not content to accept that this is all there is to life. I want to be somebody, do something, and get away from here. I don't want to be told what I can and cannot do anymore. I realize now that I should have paid more attention to what has been happening around me for the last few months so that I could do something about it. Maybe Talloy can give me some advice. He always knows what's going on. Seek Talloy Freshwater in New Edgeton and speak to him. Alright. Alright, the Althea GUI calendar button. Okay, looks like it's going to give us some information. That's this button right here. To clear this journal objective, toggle and open the calendar. Alright. There we go. It's something similar to this down here. This one's going to tell you the time. This one's going to tell you the date. Alright, what else do we have? Creature looting. Looting creatures. When you kill a creature, you can loot them for anything they may be carrying. However, many items that creatures carry are often damaged during combat and become worthless to the characters. Only items that might still be worth something will be offered to the player to loot, and is why many creatures may have little on them when checked. Sometimes your alchemy skill determines if you discover anything worth taking from a creature. This journal objective is cleared when any enemy creature is killed. Alright, so it's probably a wise thing to have whoever has the highest alchemy skill to loot things, huh? Alright, and moving on, we have enchanting and creation. Characters encouraged to become involved with enchanting and creating their own items. Yeah, I do want to get into that. There are two systems used to craft and enchant in this campaign. Ancient, which uses tomes, and Modern, which uses recipes. Alright, we're not going to read through all this at the moment because I don't have enough skill anyways, and once we get into crafting, then we can come back to this and refresh our memory and how this is all going to work here. And finally, we have a statistics button. Want to know how your party is doing? A basic statistics record is kept about the party with respect to their own deaths and kills of others. It can be accessed from the player menu. It's the icon with a red question mark. Yeah, that's this one down here. Let's take a look at it now. Alright, yep. A little bit of statistics on all the creatures we've killed throughout the adventure. And let's see, yep, that did clear off, it looks like. Alright, let's go back to complete. Yep, everything's back over here in complete now. Alright, toggle size. Ooh, that's way too small for me. The quest button is kind of hidden here. Maybe that icon back here should be scaled smaller too, so you can actually read that. But that's alright, we're not going to use that smaller size anyways. Alright, so I believe we're done with the journal. Let's come down here now. Down here's that main menu button. We already looked at that. Yeah, we got this vigor thing going on. As we progress through the game, this is going to lower, and the lower it gets means we're going to start getting some penalties put upon us. I think the first one is going to be like a dexterity penalty, and then as it progresses further, it's dexterity and strength, and then dexterity and strength, and then movement rate, and then finally I think it's attack and damage penalties are put on you too. But supposedly we should be able to rest and get rid of that, and we are going to need food as well. Let's see. So we're done with that. Let's take a look at the rest of these buttons down here. Left click party maps when available. Right click for area map. Alright, we don't have any carryable maps, it looks like, and right clicking does in fact open up the map. And as you can see, we're using Fog of War. As we progress, yeah, it should start clearing stuff off the map, and it looks like it does. Now, I believe when it's closed, though, it doesn't, so you have to have it open all the time, unless you have a specific feat available to you. Let's see. We'll play with that as we progress further. Alright, there's a map pin here. New Edgeton Village. Alright, looks like there's a trail right here in front of us, too. Alright, let's come back down here and explore the rest of these buttons. The Global Toggle Party Pause Mode. This is for a new turn-based combat system he's got. We might experiment with that as we get into combats. Yeah, it's something I don't really care about, but we'll see. Let's play with it a little bit. Let's leave that off for now. And let's see, toggle group AI. Henchmen ignore this setting. Double right click. Portrait for individual. Okay. So,
All
okay.
information updated.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit of extra information here about AI control and also the turn-based combat stuff. Alright, we'll come back to that later once we start playing around with turn-based combat. But let's see, that's going to put us pretty much in puppet mode at the moment. Yeah, as you can see, the AI button is red over here too as well. So let's just click that again, turn everything back on. I'm probably going to leave it like that most of the time. Alright, moving on. Global toggle. Enemy hit point bars stay on when active. Yeah, we don't have that. We need the observe condition feat. It'll put a little bar over the enemy character's head so you can see how many hit points they have. And finally, this we saw already, the PC statistics. Alright, I don't think there's anything else new over here. And let's see, anything on the player menu pop up. A lot of this stuff is what we've seen over here. Other than that, doesn't look like anything else new. Alright, I think we're ready to continue on. It is certainly dark out. Oh, there's something over there. Oh, some more background information and another journal update. There's never enough gold. Alright, seeking adventure. You are a little way north of New Edgeton, a quiet lakeside village nestled alongside the shores of North Tier, where you grew up. For many years you lived with your mother, Dorian, until she died, leaving what little legacy she had for your survival. You never knew your father and never had any siblings. Life for you has always been about making do with the little you could earn helping out around the village where possible. Being one of the few younger ones in the village had given you advantages with some jobs, and so you never went cold or hungry. Lately, however, you are beginning to feel that New Edgeton is too quiet a place for someone like you. You believe there must be a better way of providing for yourself. To this end, you have been studying hard to become a holy warrior, hoping that the wider world may have a need for someone with your skills, even if such studies are not welcomed in your own village by the local authorities. With only a few gold coins to your name, you hope to change things for the better. Gold status updated. And a journal update. Alright, let's see. How much gold do we have? We got 37 gold pieces. Other than that, nothing's changed. Alright. Yeah, our vigor is now down to 75%. And let's see. Let's take a look at that journal update. That's nice, too, how it gives you a little message up here reminding you that you do have a journal update. So let's go ahead and click that. Seeking adventure. If I recall correctly, there are some blood guards stationed somewhere along the North Road. Maybe I could track them down and ask if I can join them. Or at least see if they need any services taken care of from someone like me. Contact the Blood Guard stationed along the road to see if they have anything for you to do. Okay, along the north road, huh? Let's see. A stone marker. Alright, that's a... Oh, is that a floating tree? Oh, roots protruding. Sink that tree in the ground a little bit more. Let's go check out this stone marker. Since it's right here next to us. Stone marker. Alright, a stone marker that normally has some useful information etched upon it. You need to be closer to be able to read the information. Okay. Mileage report, New Edgeton. Follow the path. North Tier Holding. North, 24 miles. Alright. Alright, there is that transition to New Edgeton. Before we go over there, let's deal with this quest that we got. Let's follow this road to the north and see if we can find this Blood Guard guys and go exploring here as we go. Oh, it's really dark. Let's see, is there any...
Suddenly there is a blinding light before you.
And so the hour has come for us to speak. Suddenly there's a blinding light before you. Who are you? A question to which you already know the answer, but cannot easily accept. I am Vol. The one the monks refer to as the god of balance? I am called what I am, and that is all. Are you going to keep speaking in riddles? I am Vol. I only speak the truth, which may seem like a riddle to those who cannot hear it. I'm listening. What do you want? This is a fleeting moment in time, to which answers have already been written. This moment exists as part of the whole, as the scroll is to its carrier. What scroll are you talking about? Your scroll. Your answers. Your destiny. Please, I don't understand. Are you saying that my destiny and this scroll are somehow tied together? This moment is almost past, and it will be no more than a brief image of something forgotten in your mind. But the scroll will have been delivered. What must I do with this scroll? Live. Play out the story that must be told. Nothing more, nothing less. And if I choose not to? Now it is you who speaks in riddles, because you do not yet understand what it is you are saying. I have no idea what you're saying, but I understand enough to know this conversation is over. Then please enlighten me. I cannot bring enlightenment to a mind that is not yet ready to receive it, or has a memory to hold it. What is it that I am supposed to remember? You speak in riddles, because you do not know the right questions to ask. It will make sense on the last day. You say I'm speaking in riddles. What is the last day? It is when you know what is already known. But for now, you will know nothing, recall nothing, and simply accept the scroll. Your scroll. Keep your scroll, I don't want it. But... Vol stands looking at you without saying anything more. As you gaze upon him, your mind begins to wander. Do not strive. This moment is ending. You will not recall it again until... Well, let me just say that all will be answered on the last day. Be at peace for now. As soon as Vol leaves your company, the memory of the encounter is lost. A scroll remains in your possession. The gifts of Vol. I felt a little giddy just then. Maybe it was something I ate. Alright, your encounter with Vol has been beneficial. As he parted, not only did he leave you a scroll, but he also blessed you with the ability to survive. See the information in Party Survivor. Yeah, that's this stuff over here. Furthermore, he offered you a final blessing should you wish to take it. You can choose to accept this second gift from a choice of 4, or decline it. The 4 other gifts are Companion Protector, Foresight, Rapid Recovery, or No Fear of Death. The last option, one gift is enough, is used to decline the second gift. Click on the gift buttons for further information on each. When you have selected the gift, click on the Accept button. The Accept button is disabled when viewing party survivor information, but enabled for all other gifts. The gifts of Vol are only offered to the main PC of players, but companions can benefit from a gift as well. Alright, so we got this automatic one, the party survivor. Let's see, if your main PC should fall in combat and has companions that survive them, then they will regain consciousness to 10% of their maximum hit points when the combat is over. If you do not have any companions survive the same battle in which you fell, then you will die. Unless you carry life essences. And let's see, that's for a multiplayer game. Alright, select one other. We have Companion Protector. If any of your companions fall during combat, then they will recover after the combat is over. As long as any other PC survives the same combat, they will regain consciousness to 10% of their hit points. Okay, so that's kind of the opposite of the automatic one. Actually, that sounds pretty good. With 2 of these together, it makes it sound like it's going to be similar to the OC knockout death system, although they're only going to come back to 10% of their hit points, not max out. Alright, let's continue on. Foresight. When it comes to knowing your surroundings, you have the gift of Foresight. This gift allows you to become fully aware of any exterior area layout and its common paths without having any previous knowledge of it. It does not help on interior areas, and there may still be some areas that will hinder this ability altogether, where mapping is not possible. This feat enables a new button on the area map which affects the map's fog of war. The toggle has 3 states: default, gray, and off. Alright, anyways, let's continue on. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that. Rapid Recovery. This gift allows your main PC to heal a percentage of your maximum hit points very quickly according to their current vigor levels. Okay, yeah, so this is like a little quick heal button. This healing only takes place if the PC is not in combat. The minimum recovery is 1 hit point unless vigor level is 35 or below. Alright, moving on. No Fear of Death. Normally when any controlled character falls unconscious or dies in combat, an XP penalty to the value of 100 per PC level is applied. This penalty must be cleared before the character can start to receive XP again. However, with this gifted feat, the penalty is not applied. Or we could say 1 gift is enough. For reasons known only to you, you decide not to accept any other gifts. I think I'm going to actually grab this one here. Yeah, I wanted something similar to the knockout death system, I think. Yeah, so let's keep that. Let's accept that.
All information updated.
Alright, new rule. If a PC falls in combat, the player can continue playing all the while they have other PCs who remain conscious and in their control. As long as at least 1 PC controlled by a player survives combat, then their main PC will revive from a fallen state due to Vol's gift of Party Survivor. If the player has also taken Vol's gift of Companion Protector, which we did, for their main PC, then any fallen companions will automatically recover if any of their PC survive combat. Alright, if you don't take that, it looks like they're going to actually die off, and there's going to be a tombstone next to them. Alright, we don't have to worry about that though. Yeah, so I guess you can grab their equipment and stuff like that and come back, or carry their body around and raise them, but we don't have to worry about that now that we have this Companion Protector. Alright, so we've been getting some rules updates. Let's take a look at that main menu again, and let's go to rule information, and let's see. Has this stuff been updating? Yep, we have Death and Raising. Resting, Food, and Recovery. Was that one there? I don't remember if that was there or not. Spellbooks and Spell Recovery. Let's take a look at this Resting, Food, and Recovery. When a player selects to rest their PC, they will have two options to choose from unless restricted in some way. Rest or wait. Alright, this is information on how resting and waiting works in the game. Yeah, we need a lot of food. Unless we got some of these feats or spells and things like that, it will affect also memorizing of spells. So we need to keep that in mind. Alright, we'll come back to that later if we need some more information. Let's continue on. Alright, let's see. There was no journal update. Nope. Alright, so we need to keep going up to the north, so we need to go this way. Okay. Yep, there's a blood guard up there. And we just picked up a lot of fog, it looks like. Alright, let's keep going. Let's see, is there anything over here? Nope, just a beach. Alright, that must be the barrier that's surrounding this place. Alright, so we got a red guard, a red type, and a red guard leader. Another red guard. Let's talk to these guys. Belonging to the Red Brigade is an honor. And a campfire. What does this do? Alright. And hang out. Is there anything we can do with that? Nothing special. Did this guy say anything? Nope, same thing. Let's see. Let's talk to the leader. What do you want? Do you have any work I can do for you? You don't look much like a worker to me. I need to earn some gold, and I'm willing to work hard for it. Listen, lad, the kind of work we do isn't always just standing around like this. What else does it involve, then? Apart from overseeing the arrival of supplies and preventing travelers from entering and getting trapped here, we also have to fight against wild creatures. What are you trying to tell me? I'm saying it can be dangerous, too. Sometimes wild creatures pass beyond the barrier looking for food. When they can't get out, they attack us. What kind of creatures? Wolves, wargs, and bats mostly, but there could be worse out there. I might be interested still. It ain't as easy as that. Why not? I can't go around just offering work to anybody who asks. I need paperwork in the form of a permit vouching for you for a start. What paperwork? A work permit for somebody who will vouch for your ability to do a good day's work. We don't need paperwork. Where do I get that? You will need to speak to somebody in authority who can vouch for you. Or, if you can pay them enough gold, they may give you a permit anyway. Isn't paying for it like that corrupt? Not really. It just means you are serious about doing the work. After all, if you then fail to work, you won't get paid, and you will have lost your gold. I suppose so. Very well, I'll be back when I have acquired a work permit. Be sure you know what you are doing. I don't want your death on my hands if you are not up to it. I'll come back when I'm ready, with a permit. Alright, journal update. Alright, you could not get any work out of the Blood Guard. They want some form of permit to show I can be trusted before they'll offer me any work. Try to acquire the work permit to allow working for the guard. Alright. Let's see, does he say anything else? What do you want? Nothing. And a combination locker. Warning, most items taken without permission is stealing. Don't touch that. It does not belong to you. You cannot openly interfere with this object in front of witnesses. Yeah, that's where the alignment changes and things are going to come in play. Alright, this is obviously the barrier. Yeah, we can't get past that thing. Alright, so it looks like we got no choice but to go to New Edgton anyways. Well, let's go exploring a little bit. Oh! Ooh! Need some walk mesh cutters! Just walked right through that big-ass boulder. Alright, dangerous ground. Wandering too far off the main road is dangerous for anyone not properly equipped with armor and weapons. Furthermore, if you wish to collect any potential alchemy items from defeated creatures, A higher alchemy skill allows greater chances of recovering. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Alright, you know what? Let's heed that warning. Let's not get crazy since, yeah, we don't have anything. Let's just go back to the trail here and head back to New Edgeton. Yeah, I definitely want to pick up some companions and certainly get some better gear. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of exploring just to make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, we can't do anything there. Let's just go back over here. Alright, yeah, so it looks like we can add some map pins and things to this too. We'll explore that later. Let's see. I don't see anything offhand that we can get into. Alright, here's where we started. Back over here by the stone marker. And let's see, what time is it? Yeah, this clock actually has a hand pointing at the hour, so as you can see it's nighttime and it's looking at the 8 hand, so it's 2000 hours, so we can confirm that by coming down here. Yep, 2000 hours. Let's see, we can't do anything else with this, can we? Examine. Nope, nothing we can do with it. Alright, let's see, let's go back to the map. There's nothing over here, is there? Nothing that I can see. Yeah, I like to explore things, so if you guys don't like me walking around looking all over the place, that's just the way I am in these things, because a lot of times there's hidden things. Things around corners that might be interesting. Alright, and that's a little canyon going up to the north. We're not going to go up there just yet. Alright, let's just go to New Edgeton. Meanwhile, General Caracas answers a summons.
General Caracas, I have a delicate mission for you.
I am ready to carry out your orders, Ambassador Morkos.
The Emperor wishes to acquire something from the city of Boran.
You have spoken directly to the Emperor, Ambassador?
No, don't be a fool. The information came from one of the overlords with whom I have regular contact.
Sorry, Ambassador Morkos. I spoke out of turn.
For now you did, but maybe if I'm successful in this task, then being in the presence of the Emperor himself won't be such a foolish notion. Your instructions of what must be acquired are written in this scroll. See to it, General Caracas, and if you are successful, then maybe we will both be rewarded.
At once, Ambassador Morkos.
And General, take one of the whippers with you, just to remind the people of Boran who is in control.
Yes, Ambassador. It will be my pleasure.
One of the whippers. Alright, the loading screens are really nice too. I like them screens. Alright. Let's see. Okay, now we got a grade map. Let's see what we got going on here. The Arcane Nexus. That must be this thing right here. Nexus Hub. Merkessa's Place. The Apothecary. A Wizard's Tower. A Marketplace. A Village Well. A Blacksmith. Ooh, nice. A Boathouse. The Bloated Buckle Inn. Sanctuary of Boran. A Guild Hall, and Sebastian's Creations. A mill and a graveyard, and finally the Boran Road. Alright, oh, there's something right there, a sewer entrance. Let's check out this Nexus Hub first. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to make these episodes. Looks like we're probably coming up on about 45 minutes. But let's make them about an hour. If this is going to be a 50-hour campaign or adventure, then we should probably make them maybe an hour-long episodes, but we'll see. Nexus Hub, let's take a look at this thing. Something prevents the Nexus from working. A small circular device hovers in the center of the Nexus Hub. Alright. that possibly is some kind of transportation device that we can use later on. Anything going on with this tower? Nope. Alright, what do we got here? Merkessa's Private Club. And Todd's Blacksmith Shop. We should probably go there first.
Rule information updated.
XP award test found. A new XP award test discovered. Currently on test 1 of 1. The rule regarding XP bonus awards must be read before any test results can be submitted. A button labeled Do Test will become available for the party leader from the Althea main menu whenever there is a test remaining to be taken. Okay. Yep, Do Test. XP bonus award test. Alright, we need to find some lore information, it looks like. What is the first name of the leader who founded New Edgeton? What year was the year of the debacle? Use figures only. What is the main export of New Edgeton? What is the first name of the Empire designate of New Edgeton? Who is the ambassador to the Emperor? The head of what creature is the Empire's symbol? What color is the lowest ranking Blood Guard? What color armor do the Home Guard wear? What color is the lowest ranking Blood Guard? That's probably the red ones that we've seen. Alright. Store test for later retrieval via PC option. Okay. Test is stored. Access through leaders. Okay. Yep. We can come back to that later as we find answers to those questions. I think we should go to the blacksmith shop first, as we are in desperate need of equipment. Alright. In we go. The smithy.
Walk in my step. Follow me.
You are unable to map any of this area in any way. Okay. Alright, there's somebody in here. Todd Anderson. Alright, we do have some crafting workbenches. What's this? A smithy hammer. Good day to you. I've not seen you here before. Have you come to use the facilities? What facilities are there? Well, there are a couple of benches you can work from. Or the smelter is kept burning around the clock for smelting ore if you have any. Thanks, I'll use them when possible. If you aren't skilled enough or don't have a permit to make the armor you need, then just ask me what I have available for sale. What armor requires a permit to craft? According to Sten's law, only smiths with a smith permit from the Empire are allowed to craft the metal armors and forge new military weapons. That's ridiculous! Well, the law is a law, I suppose. How do I go about getting a smith permit, then? This activity affects alignment. You would have to apply for one at the guild hall like anybody else, but don't bother unless you are reasonably skilled, or they will reject your application. Very well. Please show me what armor you have for sale. Yeah, my skill level is nothing. Alright, here's the new inventory screens with regard to stores. So, he does have armor and he's got some miscellaneous items as well. Let's see, let's look through the armor stuff here first. Click on store items for more information. Items similar to those equipped will be compared in the PC's inventory window. That's nice. Stock items change every few hours. New or limited stock is in blue. Okay. Banded mail masterwork. Too expensive. Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, we can't afford any of that stuff. It's way too expensive at the moment. I could get a heavy shield, but maybe we should wait. Yeah, we should probably go ahead and do a little bit of shopping and see if there might be some better prices somewhere. Or if we could possibly pick up a companion that might have some crafting skill. That's nice how it shows you how much gold the store has and this maximum buy price and how much it costs to identify things. That is nice. I like that. Let's see. Let's go to the miscellaneous items. He's got cold iron. That's ore. Alright, it takes 5 pieces of ore to form a single ingot of cold iron. Popular lore asserts that fey creatures and some fiends are especially vulnerable to cold iron. It's really cheap, 1 gold piece for a set of ore. Alright, we do have some molds here as well. And it, ooh, I like that. It shows you what it is. Craft armor 4 minimum, and here's one craft weapon 8 minimum. Yeah, we definitely can't do any crafting. A crafter's heavy holder. A magic bag based on the famous bag of holding, but with limited access to keep its cost of creation down. This bag is dedicated to carrying only the heavier core crafting components, ores, ingots, planks, and hides. Nothing else can be placed into this bag. Alright, we got a recipe book for armors and weapons and enchantments. And we have more molds. Yeah, it looks like it's relatively inexpensive. Let's see, how much was a heavy shield again? It's 20 coins for a normal heavy shield. But if I decided to craft it, I'd pay 9 coins for the mold. And I need 2 metal ingots. So that means another 10 gold. This would be useful to make something out of these more rare metals, but it looks like it's probably better just to buy a shield if you're making it with just standard iron ingots, but I don't see any standard iron ingots here, so let's see what else we got here. Yeah, he's got a lot of molds for all kinds of weapons. Alright, maybe we'll come back to him later on. I think that's good for now. Everything to your satisfaction? I notice you do not have any plate armors for sale, half or full plate. There is a very good reason for that. I'm listening. Well, it's all down to petty vindictiveness of a couple of journeymen I once employed. What do you mean, once employed? When the Empire came to our village and started to lay down a new law, I had to let him go. Why? Put simply, the new laws affected trade, and they were not skilled enough to risk paying to acquire smith permits for them. So they blame you for not having any work? Yes. But how does this affect the fact that you do not have any plate armor? Well, you see, the molds that I use to craft the more expensive armor are stowed away in my combination chest. And they thought they would pay me back for releasing them from work by changing the combination. Why not just beat the information out of them? Let's see. Why not just smash the chest? Yeah, let's try that. Why not just smash the chest? You can't. It's reinforced both physically and with a binding spell that resists blows. The magic even prevents some lockpicks from being used on it. So you need the combination to gain access to your plate armor molds? Exactly. Although, unfortunately, it's not that easy. For one, there are 2 of them, and secondly, they took the precaution of setting only 2 of the tumblers each, so that neither one of them would know the whole combination. That way, each of them could withhold their part of the combination if the other one ever gave up theirs. Each knew their own information would be worth more to me if the other gave up more easily. What about the 5th tumbler? Do you know that? No. One of them, called Joss, said he'd let the last tumbler spin randomly when setting it so that neither of them would know it. I suppose that shouldn't be a problem if we can get the other 2 pairs of the combinations. Are you saying that you will help me recover the chest combination? I don't want it just opened, but actually need the combination so I can use the chest again. Of course, I would like you to make some plate armor for me. Well, I would give you 100 gold as a reward towards the cost of the new set of armor if you succeed. Or I can reward you with a copy of the molds to work with yourself if you have the skill. Okay, what are the names of your ex-journeymen? Joss Aegis and Billy Mask. Find them in the village somewhere. You also have my permission to check out the chest at any time now. I'll see what I can do in return if I'm able to open the chest with the correct combination. Just so you know, those two scoundrels tend to disappear from time to time, but do turn up again sooner or later. Thanks for the info. Alright, so it looks like we gotta look for these two guys that apparently have the codes to his combination chest. The local smith, Todd Anderson, has fallen out with a couple of journeymen he once employed, and they have reset the combination to his locker that contains the molds he needs to make plate armor. If he is to make plate armor, he needs his molds. He is offering a reward if I can get his chest combination. Simply opening it is not enough. Learn the combination code to the chest. Joss Aegis and Billy Mask hold 4 of the digits between them. Alright, metal armor crafting. It seems that the new law states a smith may not make metal armors or military weapons without a permit. While it is easy enough to pass off a weapon as personal and thereby avoid confiscation, there is no escaping the need of acquiring a permit to craft metal armor if I want to stay within the law. Acquire a smith permit from the guild hall to craft metal armors within the law. Alright. And we're definitely running up on time now. Let's take a look at all the stuff he's got in here before we go. A smith hammer. You acquire the smith hammer. Alright, let's take a look at our equipment. Oh, yeah, we still have the scroll, too. Let's see, the scroll. I cannot recall how I came by it, nor do I remember how long I have had it, but I do know that it is important, and is very personal to me. I also know that it is magic in some way, forcing itself to stay in my possession, but is worthless to everybody else anyway. The words of the seal read, "This belongs to you, no one can take it from you, and it cannot be opened until the last day." Let's see, what else did it say? I know that it will stay with me always, and I will never speak of it to anybody else. Its presence is both comforting and yet disturbing. Who wrote it to me, and what is the last day when I will finally be able to open and read it? Use to read the scroll when possible. Alright, I'm guessing we can't just yet. You cannot open a scroll at this time, yep. Alright, smith hammer. Yep, we need this for crafting items. Alright. Let's see. There's a toggle here too. That's too small. I'm going to leave it at this size here. Alright. Is there anything on the workbenches possibly? Okay, blacksmith's workbench. A little bit of information there on crafting. And let's see. Let's look at this one. Alright, nobody has the skill to use that workbench. Alright, the combination locker. He said we can mess with it now. Let's take a quick look at it. You see a group of movable dials that can be turned in various numbered positions. It is some sort of combination lock. What numbers do you set in the dials to attempt to open a lock? Okay. Abandon lock. Try combination. Alright, it looks like we can use essences to help with this too if we find some. I do not have any open lock skill. And no expert decoder benefit. There's a help button up here. What does this do? Okay, yeah, that's just saying what we already knew. Alright, yeah, so we need to find those guys. And let's see, anything up with this bench? Nope, we can sit down and relax. Anything in the crate? Nope, don't touch that. Alright, we'll leave it alone then, sir. And a smelter. Craft alchemy, craft armor, or craft weapon skill of 1 or more to use a smelter correctly. It's used to purify ore into ingots. Okay. Alright, we lack the skills to use the smelter. And, oh, look. That door doesn't look like it fits that frame, but let's continue on.
Yes, that is so.
Alright, I think we're going to end the episode here. I hope you guys are enjoying things. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a lot of fun here with this adventure. And we're going to keep continuing exploring New Edgeton in the next episode. So we'll see you then, ladies and gentlemen.